Hey guys, how's it going? It's been about 2 or 3 days since I was able to go work on this, and on the last video we pretty much got done doing like a scrubbing of it, a cleaning of it, not polished of anything, but there was paint on the back rims and the frame had a bunch of crap on it, so it was scotch brighted, and I forget what else I used, like a parts washing solution to get all the dirt and grime off of it. And also did the gas tank. The gas tank was sent to me from a YouTuber, appreciate Dave, that had a little bit of rust in it. We did evapor rust on it, cleaned up most of the rust inside of the tank. There still has a little bit on there. If I had to do it again, I probably would have let it soak for a little while, but I had it soak for 4 hours. The original tank was so rusty, it's rotted through the outside. I tried evapor rusting that, but that tank has just had it. So you're caught up. Let's go move forward from there with, how about we get some different kinds of waxes and we start going around it and we see if we can just kind of clean it up before we start reassembling all the pieces on it. So I think that's the point where we are. Oh, we did the chain too, that's the other thing. Chain and sprockets. Guys, this is the buffet of waxes I got kind of laying around here and compounds. I'm thinking we'll probably go with a rubbing compound first, which this might be what this one is. I had another jug somewhere, I can't find it though, of a 3M compound. Let's go with that one, and we find it doesn't work decently, we just go right to a wax, but I think we'll probably hit it one of these and then maybe a wax after. I'm not looking to go crazy, I just figure while we had it apart we can go possibly clean it up a little bit. Probably the first time it's had wax or compound ever. See what it does. Most of this all get covered. This is one of those jobs you do that by the time you're done, you bash your fingers off of like 900 little hooks and bolts and cutouts. It's like taking the paint off. You're trying to do a hood or something, it's not a problem. You get all this nice smooth area. This has so much crap that you're going to be smashing into. That looks like it's done something. I'm going to save you the trouble staring at that for a long time, and I'll bring you back when you have some progress. I got the bike shined up and they came back and polished up the tank and the plastics. I think it's about time we can put this thing back together. And the chain's been dripping over here for a couple of days. I think it should be done with whatever's going to go come off. And see, that cleaned up quite nicely compared to what it was. Let's see what we can do about working that chain in there. Front one's going to be the front one. Should be in neutral. You know, I'm just going to pull it right off the other side. I'm not going to bother taking the wheels off and doing the brakes. The bike only has, you know, it's low miles like we talked about in the other video, but the tires are dry rotted, so I'm going to keep an eye out for a set of tires for it, and when I get them I'll pull the wheels off. As of right now, the back brakes function okay, and there's no, you know, it's just cable operated, it's all mechanical stuff. So other than taking it apart, probably cleaning the pivot, I don't suspect to have much of an issue. And again, I don't want to pull the wheel off and then pull the wheel off again, so I'll just wait for when I grab some tires, Why does that yellow paint on it? And then do it all at one time then. The front is still missing some pieces on the outside, so we're going to do our best to cobble something together with that. And about, I don't know, about an hour later, just screwed all the pieces back on, cleaned them up, and it's looking pretty good. Little light lenses. Again, I'm still waiting on the headlight. That's probably another 2 to 3 weeks before I see that, unfortunately. It is literally on the slow boat coming over. So I could probably put the old one back in just to kind of close up the front of it. Only thing that needs to be done is you should put gas in it, actually warm it up. Oil still has not been changed. It looked clean, but you know, I want to circulate it a little bit and then drain it out so any crap that is in it can come out. Gas tank doesn't look bad. Color, you really don't notice it that much. So much of it is covered by the other pieces. And if I pick up this color, maybe on the bike in a couple of places, we'll just leave it. I think it looks fine. I don't know if I showed it earlier, but I rinsed out all the two-stroke oil out of that tank. Well, let it drain and rinse it. And hopefully nothing comes pouring out of the bottom. And the seat's just held down with suction cups. All right. Yeah, let's see if she'll fire up for us. Nice little bike. Let's let that spin around for a little bit. The trans spin. Trans is part of the same motor oil. I'm gonna let that run for about 5-10 minutes. Good warm. Let's go see. Let me pop the cork. What do we get? This is some 1981 oil. It's actually pretty clean. A tad warm too, but that's what we wanted. We'll let that drain out. I'm going to refill that with some fresh stuff. I think it's straight 30 is what it says right on the case. Above and below certain temperatures. Straight 20 for below. I can't see the temp, whatever that is. 15 Celsius, I think. And above 15 is straight 30. It's getting straight 30 because that's what I got. Well, I'd say it's fully drained considering it's about 26 hours later. And it just calls, again, just for straight SAE 30, no synthetic. The problem with bikes is that the transmission is also part of the crankcase. So the fluids that you put in for the motor part are also what lubricates the clutch and the trans and all. So I do know pretty much to stay away from synthetic oils because sometimes it can cause an issue with the clutches. I ran into that once too. I think it was on the CB350. I noticed the clutch would slip a little. Then I changed it out and it went away. So I'm going to go top that off with fresh oil. That's all filled back up with fluid. So now the right brake lever is busted off and the mirror mount is busted off. I went to go look them up and they are not made anymore. And the ones that are still on eBay are $250. Yeah, that's not happening. So I have this box from, I think it was Reassembly. There was a couple of boxes and they were $5 a piece. And this one had a bunch of levers in it. We are going to do a little search and see if we can come up with something that can work for us. It's a possibility on that one. The thing is, it's got a switch. It's mounted into it. It's like a micro switch, and it's for the rear brake light. Like there would be a front brake light. You know what I mean. So I want to try to find something. Worst case, we'll just not worry about it. As far as getting an inspection sticker, it really should have that. These all seem to be like the same kind of setup. The parts bike's upstairs, universal. Again, no provision for a keep digging. You might find. I think as far as the mirror, you just need the mirror on one side. It doesn't have to have both sides. But again, we could put an aftermarket one of those on too. Alright, well I am going to dig through all these bodies and see if we can find anything. How's that? So I wasn't really finding too much up there that I can get to work with a brake light switch. A lot of them were the other side. So the mirror mount was on the bottom. I could probably put something together, but I decided to take a peek upstairs what I had, and these are some parts electric bikes that were given to me. They have a throttle on them, but the throttle's for electric. There's no physical cable running down to anything, it's just wires. But it's got the mount, it's also got the electrical switch for the brake light, and then the cable going down to the front brake. So I think we're just gonna go grab this stuff off of here, bring it down, and see what we can make out of it. Yeah, I looked on the other parts bike, the other CC90. It's got a totally different setup on it. So this has the lever, and this, like I said, the brake light switch in it, and actually a mount for a mirror we could use. And the other half is, I think it's run. Now I would want to say horn again. This has run, just run on it, run and not run. I'd like to leave this part alone because the throttle is part of it, and all that seems like it works fine. I'm wondering if we could take, maybe we'll slice this part of it off and see how close that kind of comes to it. Possibly we could even change the lever out for one that's a little further out, but let's give that a shot. Let's slice it, let's just slice all this stuff right off of it. See how we make out. I still need to make a new blade for this saw, but let's just see how this goes. I was going to go flush with that edge, but I didn't want to cut too much of the lever mount away. If we have to, we can dress it up a little bit more. Let's see what that looks like. It's got a post in it for, on the old handlebars, had a hole for like an alignment pin, so it's not sitting straight. Let's see. Let's go grab the lever first. That's starting to look kind of Mickey Mouse, ain't it? Yeah, we don't want to cut any of that away. And a little camouflage. We'll make it look like it'll just blend right in. You won't even notice. Yeah, sure. I know it's pretty Mickey Mouse, but until I find something a little more suitable, at least it's functional and does work. So I painted out the cable black and the lever black also. And that runs down. Modified the lever a little bit. I had to drill a hole through the center because it was only this width, and this has the metal jacket on it, the metal stud sticking out of it. So actually you can see it through the middle right there. So I drilled it out a little larger size so it can't slip out this way, and then I put the original nut that was on the one upstairs on there. And the wiring, here's the wires from the original switch. They are black and a green with a yellow tracer. Just so happens that the new wires right here are the exact same color, so they were able to just plug back into the same thing. Turn the key on. Already on? I think it's already on. So it has taillight on now, and you hit the brakes, and we have front brake lights with switch. So that's good. That makes it so at least it'll get a sticker, other than, you know, it should get tires too, but I have functional front brakes. That's the goal I was going for. And I'll keep an eye out. Again, I think Reassembly is coming up pretty soon, which is a Asian bike show. A lot of parts and swap meet stuff is there, so I'll look for something a little bit more suitable. But for now, we are functional with what we have, with that big ass hole hanging out of the center of it. Ready to go for a ride, but that might be putting a damper on things just a tad. Shouldn't stop us though. Without putting my feet down. This is gonna be a sharp one. I had to put my foot down. pretty damn good. I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while. Hey guys, so I think it's going to conclude this one, at least for now. I may make another video on it if we find that we have much more to get into, but I think it's pretty much just tires and changing the headlight, and if I get a better lever for the front brake setup. Having said that, it seems like it does quite well. All the gears seem to be fine. I wish the weather would have cooperated with us and we could have done a little bit of trail riding and recording, but it is downpoured and all the trails are actually kind of flooded. So even if it does stop raining, I don't think it's gonna, well, it actually might make for, could make for some interesting trail riding, but I don't want to muck it up too bad right away. So with that, I want to sign off. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with me, and we'll get together on the next one soon. Till then, later. Try a low range. I think that's him. yeah.
All up. I'm so used to down.
Backwards.
I'm going through the gears. Bing! Go the wrong way.
It'll be fine.
I done hit a jump and didn't like it.
Some assembly required.
Well, really not much on wheeling. It's pretty tankish. Just wants to plow forward. Flow rate's good though. It's got some snot as far as that.
It's your new daily, sir.